In this video, we're going to take a look at the Saris Swing Away, which, as the name indicates, allows you to swing your bike rack away from your vehicle so you can access the tailgate more easily than just dropping the bikes down. Now, this accessory can only be used on vehicles that have a 2-inch hitch receiver. It should also only be used with bike racks that carry 1 or 2 bikes, unless it's the style of rack that has a post where you hang the bikes over the post. Then it can carry up to 4 bikes. Now, if your bike rack can handle 60-pound bikes, you can use it with the Swing Away, and that would include the Saris MTR and the MHS, which I'll use for this video. So in this video, I'll show how it's installed, and then I'll show how it works. And then finally, I'll talk about what I think are the best use cases for this. So this is the Swing Away, and installation into your hitch receiver is really straightforward. The parts that come with it are this bracket that goes inside. Of course, you've got the pin, and then you've got a lock, and then you've got this U-bracket, which adds extra support onto your hitch receiver. So if this bracket is not ready installed when you get it, you're just going to kind of pinch it and then slide it down in there. And it's got a little tab, and you want to make sure you slide it down with the tab on the outside. That way you can make sure the hole lines up. Now, by the way, when we put the pin in, you want to make sure you put the pin on the side where these threads are, not on the other side, because that'll bend it if you do. It does have a handle on the side, which makes it really easy to install. So you're just going to slide it in. Just like any bike rack that goes into a hitch receiver, you just put the pin in and tighten it down with a wrench. Then you just put the lock on. Then we'll put on this U-bracket, and it goes so that it's on the outside of the hitch receiver. It's really just putting this plate on. The plate gives extra support. And when you put the plate on, you want to put it so that this lip is on the outside. You put on a flat washer, then a lock washer, and then the nut, and you just tighten it down on both sides. So this is what it looks like when it's installed on the vehicle before you put the bike rack on. It's like 2 or 3 minutes to put this on. So very simple, very easy to install. Then we're just going to slide our bike rack in just like you normally would into a hitch receiver. We're just installing it now into the Swing Away. And we'll just put our pin in and tighten it down. And just put your lock on. And it's ready to go. And this is what it looks like with a bike rack installed. I measured that it extends the bike rack about 14 inches further than if you did not have the Swing Away installed. Now, I have a pretty deep garage. It's an extended garage. And if I pull my car all the way up, I can fit the car in the garage with the Swing Away and the bike rack on. For some garages, you probably will not be able to park in the garage and shut the garage door with this installed. And so, as I'll mention at the end of the video, for some of you, this may be an accessory that you use on trips, on vacations, that kind of thing, if you want to park inside of a garage and you don't have kind of an extended garage like I do. I have a little work area in the back, so it's pretty long. But I just want to mention that in case you have a garage where this wouldn't fit. I'll go ahead and drop this bike rack down. We'll put some bikes on. I only have one tray on. I take advantage of the fact that you can take trays on and off this MHS really easily because it makes it a lot easier to put the rack on and off the vehicle. Yeah, so that since the process of taking trays on and off this MHS is literally like a 1-minute job, then I take advantage of that feature. So this is how it looks with bikes installed. So again, it does move the bikes about 14 inches past where they would be without using the Swing Away accessory. But with 2 bikes, it's fine. I mean, that's why you can't really use this with a 4-bike rack like this. So this is the MHS, which you can get in a 3 or 4-bike version. This one you can convert to a 3-bike by adding another tray. But if you want to use the Swing Away, you need to keep it set up as a 2-bike rack. All right, I'm going to show you how this thing operates. All you have to do is pull this pin out and then pull up on this lever. As you pull up on the lever, this bracket will release from these hooks. And you may have to pull this out as it swings away from the vehicle. As you push it away from the vehicle, you just want to push this lever, and that's just a little safety feature that allows it to not swing away until you're ready. And it just pushes away from the vehicle. And that's what it looks like with the bikes swung away from the vehicle. So it's very, very handy. So with the bike swung away from the vehicle, you can easily access the back. So if you've ever been on a trip and, even by laying the bike rack down, it's still hard to get luggage in and out without taking the bikes off the rack, of course, then you're probably going to love this thing. By the way, speaking of laying the bike rack down, Saris says to not do that if the bikes are swung away from the vehicle, which you really wouldn't need to anyway. Now, when I swing the bikes up against the vehicle, then yes, you can still lay the bike rack down. Those of us who have 2 bike racks have probably laid the rack down to access the back of the vehicle, but still, like, the bikes are in the way, right? Especially if you get to your destination and you're getting all the family luggage out and you really just don't want to take the bikes off for whatever reason, or maybe you just go to a hotel and you got to get stuff out, or maybe you stop somewhere, you need to access the back, you don't want to take the bikes off the back. That's what this thing is made for. If you're camping and you don't want to just leave your bikes laying around, you want to use the locks of the rack, so this MHS has integrated locks, then yeah, you can leave the bikes on the swing away on the rack and then lock them to the rack and then, just be able to access the back while you're camping. For me personally, this is not something that I would leave on my vehicle all the time because of the fact that I kayak, I have a trailer, and I'm going out a couple times a week. And so to take the swing away and the rack off, it just adds time. I don't need this thing on a daily basis, right? This is something that I would use on a trip. That's the use case. Again, great for camping, great for vacations, great for trips. I'll show the clearance as I close that. So plenty of clearance. When you're ready to swing the bikes back against the vehicle, you need to pull this knob out. As you do, this is just kind of a safety feature so that the thing cannot swing without you pulling this knob out. Operation of this thing is very, very smooth, by the way. As the swing away comes against the vehicle, you may need to pull back on this bracket to have it clear. It does have a little plate to push it out, but I found that you may have to pull that out. And then just want to make sure that the plate is up. It has a little cable holding the pen, and you need to make sure that you pull this up a little bit before you do the handle. Otherwise, it'll get caught down there. So we're just going to do the handle. We'll put in the pen, and that's it. So that is the Saris Swing Away. Makes accessing your tailgate a whole lot easier. Any questions or comments, drop those below. Thanks for watching. And I'm going back inside because it is super hot outside. Catch you in the next one.